Like, I'm just here for the meal.
Why I choose Interscope?
Yeah.
I just felt comfortable with Tim, my A&R. He was like, he knew me before Oh My. I was real skeptical of anybody that came after Oh My, just because.
Well, because I feel like it was one of those things where it's like your music was good. If they couldn't hear that it was good before Oh My, like Oh My was it's like a banger.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It was you're in a lot of YouTube videos on that. It's a great song.
Yeah.
But like,
It's not
if
me
you couldn't
for
hear
sure.
the core of your music, then
Exactly.
they're gonna
That's what I say with people who knew me.
And Tim he has a lot to prove, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Like
With Tim, what's his last name?
Tim Glover, great guy.
So he wants to. You feel like he's working just as hard as y'all.
I'm his first person to ever
Oh,
sign.
for sure.
Yeah.
He's doing double duty. He's overtime all the time. We really like him. So I hope we never have to feel we have anything bad to say about him.
So what do you what have your experiences been like and kind of like dealing with it? Because obviously there's a lot of like minefields and like once you sign to a major label, it's like a whole different. It's like almost like you're starting again from.
Yeah,
you
I
build
think the past, I say like a week ago, I finally was happy. Like since I got signed, it just was too much. I felt like it was too much going on. Like first it was me scared to live up to this hype. Then I had to tell myself I got here for a reason. It was that stage. Then it was the stage of having to go on tour and being on that bus. Then it's the stage of having to deal with like two Claytons now, because now I got another person I got to talk to. When I ain't never had no daddy, so I'm not used to like having to answer. Like, you feel me? I can't stand it. So I'll just be trying to adjust. And then it was a stage where the beats I was getting, they wasn't moving me. Then it was my lazy stage. This is all in a couple months that I'm going through. Then it was my lazy stage. Then so I think like last week I finally got all these feelings together, and I'm finally like just content now.
What so you're working on the mixtape now, and then presumably like you start working on an album after that. Yeah.
So I feel like I'm doing them both at the same time, because the
Definitely.
mixtape we're probably only gonna put like 12 to 13 songs in. In the past couple of days we got up to like 21 songs.
Well, it's interesting. I feel like there was that like. Now it's like there's no point to put more than 12 songs on a project or anything, 14 songs, because it's like people, I don't know, people like, I feel like there was that like era where like obviously Wayne's dropping a million mixtapes, and now like I don't think people are at that. Like it's like one project a year, maybe two.
I feel like if they're gonna listen, I mean, I think if there's stuff to listen to, then you don't need to give them 4 a year. But if all the lyrics are about the same thing, and I'm not saying that I don't like those songs, because Jumpman is one of my favorite songs of the year, of last year. But it's like, I can digest 15 Jumpmans in a month, you know? Like, I'll just move on. But if it's like, with Boogie's music and with a lot of other people now, which I'm excited about, it's like, I'm just now wrapping my head around a lot of Kendrick's records. Like, I love him, but when that record came out, I was just like, dude, you're doing a lot. And I'm now able to appreciate it. It takes time. And I actually obviously listen to more music than probably 99.9% of people, because it's my job, and also I have really bad tinnitus, so I can't.
You ever listen to Kodak Black?
I do. I like Kodak.
Kodak Black.
I think he's a could be a thing.
He's hard.
He's
dope.
He does so much character too.
Oh, he's great.
Fucking hard.
He's the next little. He's like the new Boozy. He's like Boozy when he was 18.
I hope Skirt goes to Post Malone levels. I think he's.
That Run Up a Check song was my favorite of all of them.
I haven't heard that.
That song's incredible.
He's great.
Yeah.
He signed to Atlantic.
Kodak did?
Yeah.
Young
Secret
Kodak?
signing a couple months ago. As soon as Skirt came
Hey,
out.
what's up with what? Yeah, they do them secret signings.
I told them to sign Kodak Black 2.5 years ago.
Really?
Seriously. I was like, you should, I don't know what we can do with him. I'm like, well, you should sign him, because this guy's going to be Boozy, part 2.
Yeah, sure.
But it's interesting, because I think about it a lot. Like, I don't know if Kodak, like, here's the thing. I don't know if where does a Kodak Black fit in the major label system?
He's got to stay out of jail first and foremost.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, where does a regional rapper fit in the major label? Because if you look at who breaks, right, like, who's, like, a big star, it's like, who sold a lot of records last year, right? Like, Drake, Big Sean, Logic, Meek sold a lot of records randomly. But, like, Meek was the only, like, street rapper that sold a Future. But Future kind of, like, he's a street rapper, but he's kind of, like, a pop. Like, he wrote Drunken Love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, G-Eazy. Like,
He's almost a lot of records.
He sold a lot of records. But I'm saying, like, to be, like a street regional rapper, there's not, like, look at all the Chicago dudes, right? Like,
But you can't. I don't think you can base what's going to happen tomorrow off of what happened yesterday.
Well, of course, every case is different. Like, if
know.
you're just that dope, like, you can break through. But
Yeah, I don't know where Kodak fits. It's weird.
look at the Chicago dudes, right? Like, every single one of them that signed didn't break through. Like Keith kind of did, but
I think it's also a matter of like expectations. Like, what does Kodak want to do? A lot of these rappers, the more time you spend in Atlanta, especially, but the more time that we've spent in the music industry, you realize like dudes aren't buying thick gold ropes off of record advances anymore. It's like I don't care how buzzy you are.
Yeah.
It's like there's drugs still. Like these dudes.
A record advance is a definite way to get a lot of money.
Yeah.
Really fast to do something to get more money.
To get to
with.
the next level. To get.
Yeah.
We're mostly like. We've spent more money on just getting him touring.
I was gonna say tour support.
Tour support is like
one of the
really
main
hard.
reasons to sign with a label.
Yeah, for sure. It's like that's and rap isn't EDM. I would know.
Yeah.
Like you could fucking if I wanted to like really just turn a check really quickly, I could go scoop up some SoundCloud DJ and get paid $7,000 to play in fucking Minnesota tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it takes takes.
Why do you? So the money's there. Why do you choose to manage a rap act versus an EDM act?
That's an awesome question. Thank you.
I'm good at awesome questions.
I feel like
Well, you were like,
I feel like you
like
can.
Oslo.
Yeah, I got in the music industry through Skrillex. This isn't my interview, but you tell me if you want.
I know, but it's all a part of the story. Like, you're part of his story, so it's,
I feel like I've always liked West Coast rap my whole life, and I've just always felt like there was something special about Los Angeles, especially.
And you're from Chicago originally.
I'm from Boise, Idaho,
Oh, right.
but I lived in Chicago for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's also like so much like and I won't say that like I've always paid attention to what the West Coast was doing, and especially LA. But like when Good Kid, Mad City came out, I had a lot of friends at Interscope, and I called them all and I was like, "Did you work on this record? Did you work on this record? Did you work on this record?" And I was like, "This shit is what needs to be happening right now." Like there's just so much shit that like you can't. And this is what I was talking about with Instagram and Twitter, whatever, like media, social media. There's so much shit going on in this world, like right now, that I cannot go to a rave and take Molly and put my hands in the air and not feel guilty about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many better expenditures of our time. Like, I just can't do that. Like,
You can do both.
I can do both.
that's how you become a boring person.
What's that?
That's how you become a boring person.
Every now and then you might need to.
No, don't get me wrong.
That's what you know. My problem with like the whole Kendrick movement is that he's just getting so stiff, you know.
Exactly.
Because
No, exactly.
He's rapping too much like Eminem for my taste.
And that's why when Boogie and I started working together, I was like, this is like the perfect balance to me of like the things that like I feel like if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And that's and whether it's your contribution is, for example, creating awareness around things that you think are special, that you think are progressive. If they're facilitating the ideas of somebody like him, there's just so many ways to be progressive that I just feel like if you're just not taking steps towards that in some capacity, like you're just not like I have no interest in being that person.
Is this shots at Post Malone?
What's that?
No,
I feel like, and then you can always justify.
That's some journalist shit.
I know, I'm just playing.
That shit had nothing to do with
anything.
I feel like I just wanted to do something that was positive.
Yeah.
For everybody, because the idea of like when he recorded Bitter Apps, that's when I knew that it was like something that I want to be involved in, especially because it's like social media is also bullshit.
That was that was when I heard that, and I was like, oh, you're like I feel like when a rapper is like special when their brain interprets a problem in like a very unique way that you hadn't like considered. Any really artist, like you know what I mean, when you take something that's like it's an issue that we all face, but like you actually had a unique topic, you had a neat kind of funny.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like rap right now is in one of the best places it's been in a long time. I do think that a lot of people are drinking lean and fucking taking Xans that probably shouldn't be. But I think for every one of those rappers, there's somebody actually out there being like, yo, you guys are fucking retarded. Like, I think that's cool.
I think it works for some people, though. I feel like a little amount of time. Like, I don't know. Like, I think on some level, like, I think, like, drugs can help to a point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and, like, Wayne, we talked about Wayne earlier, right?
No, yeah.
There's no way if Wayne doesn't start... I mean, like, Wayne... I think, like, something like lean, that can work for you for 2 years when you're young and your brain is still...
He was snapping off that shit. All them drugs, he was getting off.
Yeah.
I feel but once you stop doing them, you can't really start doing them again.
You just don't do the same thing that made you... Because that shit, like, the shit he was doing, everything just seemed to be, like...
Everybody has fun. Everybody has fun. Like, and everybody's young. And this is a hard world to endure sober. Like
Yeah.
it really is, and that's I'm obviously like.
Trying to get high right now.
Yeah, so we're gonna cut this interview short.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking, before we go, I was thinking it's because you're an EDM manager, right? So recently they put fucking Beatles on Spotify. I won't talk about that. How I feel about that.
Talk about that in the
Talk
intro.
about that in the intro.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna talk about that in the intro.
I'll talk about it.
But but I'm like a big fan of like 90s like grunge rock, post grunge, and all that.
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, we got to talk about when
Yeah.
Scott Weiland died.
I don't know too much about that.
You weren't a Stone Temple Pilots fan?
Nah, not at all.
Alright.
They had like one like
No, they had
song.
they had
that
some
was, like-
bangers.
They had some bangers. I wasn't like that white. I was like that shit. Like I wasn't digging.
Let me tell you about being
I
white.
like
That's
Smashing
about being
Pumpkins. I like the Toadies, and then like I knew the Nirvana shit. You know, but basically, so I'm really big into that grunge, that post grunge shit, and I feel like rap at this moment is in its like post grunge or grunge phase, and like all the people like on fucking lean and Zans and all that shit. That's the same thing as those white boys on heroin or whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so where that was like the fucking monster, and these dudes were getting like the rock dudes, they were getting like all this press attention, you know, and they were big stars and everything, and they were being heralded in the same way rappers are right now, you know. I think like part of me thinks that like I mean, it's hard for me not to look at the past and say like I wonder if like EDM or electronic music is gonna be, if rap is slowly gonna fucking die out to where you'll end up with just the fucking White Stripes 5 years from now as the only fucking real rock band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
And then there's just straight EDM. Like, do you see that happening?
I think that it just being on the front lines of EDM right now, there's no one releasing songs that in dance music that don't have a vocal on them. Like that's the biggest thing now. It's like vocals are back into dance music, which is
It's like that
basically
Luna George album.
yeah, which is basically made it pop music, and then now pop music is sounding like dance music, but that's fine because ultimately, and this is so invigorating and so reassuring, like the thing people are most drawn to about music is humans.
Yeah.
And thank God that's the case, and there's no more form of modern music right now that's more human than rap.
Yeah.
Tell us
Like
the story's
actually
the best.
rapping, like not even like future, like or not even like auto-tune singing, which is great and I love it, but it's also like there's no like another human conveying an idea to you is still
The
the
most
most
sticky
But if
thing.
Future
Yeah.
doesn't have a Where I'm From or Just Like Brothers, like
yeah.
he doesn't connect the same way. He just has hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
has Jumpman or
Yeah.
whatever. Like
Yeah.
Like it's like I feel you need like
Thank God, I think humans are still like the one thing that they haven't been able to synthesize yet. Even though the Japanese are definitely trying.
That's racist.
No, they have these virtual pop stars now. They're crazy. Have you seen
PC
this?
music.
Nah.
No, they have
Yeah,
hologram pop stars.
Nah,
that-
and they be big.
Yeah,
like the
like
concert was so
$20,000.
huge.
Really?
20,000 seats. Yeah,
I've
The
never heard.
holograms.
yeah, they're holograms.
Easy E hologram was ahead of its time.
Dude, way ahead.
I would see an Easy E hologram again.
Heard it got a
Tupac
virus.
hologram. Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
That's the end of the podcast.
I was gonna say, like, what do you hope people like? What do you feel the message you're like hoping to convey, like in this? I know you've.
I honestly, like Clayton was just saying, it's more so about just showing it's cool to be human. I feel like we get so lost in everybody being perfect on social networks, we forgetting like our flaws is what make us who we are. We can't get better as people unless people learn from each other's flaws, I feel like. So I just want to expose mine. I got no problem showing I'm vulnerable, my pros, my cons. So that's just my main thing. Yep.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, we're done.
Shots fired.
That was tight.
Shots fired, man.